exciting than that men's Royal Rumble. It is the Flex Zone, the only place giving you sports how you want it, fellas.
When you
When you
need it.
need it.
It is another marvelous Monday here in Baltimore and beyond, and we are back with another episode here, episode 329. Oh, it's so divine. That's right. The Flex on One at gmail.com. You know the vibes. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Flex on One, and the Flex on Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Make sure you like those videos. A lot of content up there we'll talk about throughout the show. And of course, the flagship show is back again tonight in the man cave. You know who it is. You know who I am. I'm the host of the Moist God's favorite host, because Crevonte was still America's moist wanted podcast, even as the snow dries outside, baby, because we keep it moist. Byron Dixon, y'all know I can't do the show alone. A fun-filled episode today as we get ready to recap these conference championship games. We got a future name reveal in a couple of hours, and of course we get goofy with Crevonte amongst other things, and a big tease for a big interview next week and the week following as well. Can't do the show alone. This brother was with me this past weekend. Raj, what's up, brother? did
What's
you enjoy?
going
Did you
on,
enjoy your
Byron?
Olive Garden, man?
I enjoyed the Olive Garden, man.
Hey, and
And
Olive Garden.
hey, what's
It's
up?
good,
Hey,
my
what's
good
up,
brother.
Tristan? What's
Good
Oh,
to
going
see
on,
you,
bro?
man.
Tristan, what's up, man?
Hey, if you watching Tristan, go on YouTube, subscribe to the Flex Zone podcast, like the video, share it.
Yes,
That's
please,
fine.
My
please.
guy, Tristan, what's up, man?
About
But
to text them the link right now.
but yeah, man, I enjoyed my Saturday at the Olive Garden watching the Royal Rumble with you and D, man. It was pretty cool, man. I mean, I would have went with Dre, but I was like, I don't feel like spending that money to go to Jimmy's. It just didn't feel right. So I'm kind of
Hey,
glad we did the 4 hour thing, man, and watched the whole thing together on a YouTube channel. It was amazing, man. A lot of big laughs, a lot of big goofiness. Shout out to D for coming through as well. He finally had some time off to do some things. So yeah, man, I can't wait to do it again, man. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah,
hey,
we'll see.
real quick before Crevonte goes in, man, I remember going to Olive Garden with Raj, and then also my mom really likes Olive Garden, so man, that's a spot right there, man.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah,
Raj
man. It
gonna do
definitely
it
is.
big.
If you want a cheap date, that's a date to go to. Oh God, take it.
Tell him holla at Virgil, man.
Well,
I'll add
well,
Virgil in the back.
I don't know. My food costs a little bit more. I put the pasta with the salmon in it. Woo!
You big money. You big money, Dre. Now you got that 9%.
Hey, 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 Raj, that's that morning show money, brother. That's that morning show check. This next man needs no introduction, and you can tell him again, congratulations, because he's the HNIC and the captain of the goofy ship, baby. And after this week, he may need a new football team, but we shall see. Crevonte, baby. Sounds like, hey, shout out to Crevonte. He even checked in on Saturday. Raj, shout out to
Oh
Crevonte.
Yep. Him and the
His
wonderful lady.
lovely lady, man.
His
Shout out to
lovely
them
lady.
too, man.
Listen. She told me, she the one who's like, the flex on right now. I was like, oh yeah, it's something wrestling related. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go. I was like, okay, I guess I'll get on to.
Definitely appreciate it.
Most definitely, very, very supportive. But y'all already know how Monday nights are. Love it here. Love being with y'all. Tell me a lot. yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Shout out to Tristan, another WFT fan, loyal fan since day one. Another one.
That's right.
So I'm ready to get it started. We got a nice well-packed show. Can't wait to talk about it. And yes, Tristan, Wednesday is going to tell a lot about me specifically as a fan. I have a couple ideas of what I think it is, but I'll save that for the show.
Yeah, Tristan, let us know your prediction, because I'm telling Crevonte it's going to leak out between now and tomorrow, but we shall see. This next man needs no introduction, Mr. 25-8. You start your day with a cup of Dre. He is the head of the Flex Zone table, and he's the head of your brunch table too, baby. He's got on his black Scully-like ghost, baby. And don't worry, he doesn't have any secret brothers that we know of. It is the Flex Zone Messiah himself, the straw that stirs the drink, the man more phenomenal than AJ Styles, baby. And he can come in at number one and outlast 29 other men. LaAndre Melton, brother, what's going on?
Hey, thank you for that wonderful introduction, as always. Like I said, better than Paul Heyman out here, man. Appreciate you, America, for tuning in to the greatest sports podcast right out. Hey, look, we the best of the best. So, exactly, Crevonte.
We the ones.
So get ready.
I'm glad that's caught on with Crevonte, man. Slowly but surely, we get them in. Slowly but surely. But let's get straight to
Yes,
it.
he does, Tristan. Yes, he does.
Dre, you was out on Saturday. As we mentioned, we were live on YouTube. Me and Raj, we talked at
Yo,
nauseum.
come on, Jay, where you at?
He going to sleep like he was, man. And I don't blame him. But I just want to hear your thoughts, brother, overall of the Royal Rumble and what you liked and didn't like. My good brother.
Let me start out by saying shout out to you guys for the video that you guys did. They were live the entire Royal Rumble. I saw Byron. I saw Uncle Rod. Like I said, I saw even Crevonte chiming in D. So hats off to y'all for the wonderful job that y'all did doing the show live. I don't know how y'all did it live because it WWE. I just swear it proves to me why it really wonders like why do we keep doing this for this extended period of time. And I'm kind of fearful for WrestleMania being 2 days because of this. So I think it started off real good. You had the tribal chief, you know, he comes out and they're like, okay, this is different. So it's a little bit of a plot twist because I'm like, I don't know if my boy about to lose. And then, you know, Seth Rollins comes out and that just totally screwed with not only Roman Reigns' mind, but you could see the crowd was like, oh, shoot, like, yeah, this is like this pay-per-view might be a little something. And then the finish was just total BS. I understand maybe extending the storyline, but it was that finish was garbage. Then I don't even remember what was it. The women's Royal Rumble match started out pretty okay, but the minute that they said Ronda Rousey was going to win, I was like, I'm not excited about this. In my opinion, it should have been either Sasha Banks or it should have been Bianca Belair. Mainly, I would have had Bianca over Sasha, but I think that one of those two should have won the Rumble. Where's Asuka, by the way? Asuka wasn't in this. Haven't seen Asuka in like 3 years.
I think she's hurt. I think she's hurt.
Well, apparently said she was cleared, but you know Vince how he feels about his, you know.
Well, either way, she wasn't going to win, but I mean, still. Now, I mean, you did see some potential storylines like Molly Holly versus Nikki Trash, as Uncle Raj would say.
Yep.
But Ronda coming in was just so predictable, and it's like, all right. And then Charlotte Flair being in the final, you know, the final two. Okay, it was just kind of like, here we go again. Excuse me. I don't even remember what other match happened after that. I legit could not tell.
You have Dewdrop losing to Becky Lynch. You had Edge and his wife winning.
Another one. It's just I do remember the WWE title match. That was actually kind of good. And the heel turn, I didn't expect the heel turn yet. I thought that put that back up, Trish. Put back.
Yes.
There you go. Yes, we all.
Hey, real quick, Jay. I'm just gonna say this, Crevonte. If you don't do anything else before the night is over, before you go to bed, just watch the first 10 minutes of the Women's Royal Rumble. Sasha Banks, Melina, lots of splits, lots of twerking, lots of things you would like to see. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but watch it alone. Watch it alone.
And yes, Tristan, we do want no, Raj, we no sausage. But I mean, those other couple matches was like blah. Like I said, the WWE title match. I actually enjoyed this match. I just didn't expect the heel turn to happen yet. I thought that the heel turn would happen maybe at like WrestleMania. And then, you know, so now I'm kind of wondering, will Brock beat Roman after all? But we'll see. The men's Royal Rumble match, then it was like, okay, the minute Brock lost, he was like, Brock gonna win, and Brock did win. So it was just like, I don't know. Overall, it was just, to me, it was a little too predictable, and I think that it had the potential to be much better than what it could have been. Because Brock or Ronda didn't have to win the Rumble in order for them to face the champion. like these are two just staple names. They insert in and then you go. That was my only gripe about like I said, about the pay-per-view. I think that it was, to me, it was just a little too predictable outside of the Seth and Roman match.
All right. Raj, any other thoughts before we move on? Or Dre, any other thing you want to see before WrestleMania? We do have one more pay-per-view in Saudi next
The
month,
Elimination Chamber.
which they're making Bobby Lashley defend his championship in, by the way. I think I saw.
But yeah, I would think that both champions would either defend their titles or that you would just use that as a number one contenders match. But it goes back to one of the issues that I've said not only with you guys but other people talking about wrestling, is that I think that the specialty pay-per-views, honestly, to me, need to go. With the network and the streaming, I think that right now we don't need as many pay-per-views. I remember a day when it was just the big 5 pay-per-view. And to me, I think that maybe they should just go back to doing that. Tristan, I agree that I was going to say that as well, that they do at this point need to just unify all the belts, because they've cut so much of their roster that you could see that they were hurted yesterday. Like in the women's Royal Rumble, to me, they shouldn't have to keep bringing back these old divas. I mean, and not to say that, we don't tip our hats off to the Hall of Famers, but I mean, you could see somebody like Lita who can't even move around barely like she used to. So I think that they've had enough women between NXT, Raw, and SmackDown to make it just about your current superstars. Yeah, you may bring back an old face here and there, but every year we've seen them be so slim that they have to reach back to the old days. And for the men, like I said as well, like there were some people in there where you're like, where are the NXT guys? The only fresh face I remember from last night was Austin Theory. So I think that right now, with the all the cuts that they've had, just unify the belts and just make it about just one show, and then also cut back Raw. Raw doesn't need to be 3 hours. Make it 2.
Raj, any other thoughts before we move on?
I was just disappointed on Saturday at some things. I enjoyed Roman Reigns' match, of course. I enjoyed somewhat the women's Royal Rumble. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was better than the men's to me.
Way better than the men's.
But the sad part is it's always better.
Yeah. But the men's just, I don't know, they're just lacking a lot of star power, and they just need to cut. They just need to find some more people. They should have had a lot of NXT guys in there, and they didn't have them in there. I mean, Walter would have been great if he was in a Royal Rumble, but of course they're not going to put him in there. But it's just little stuff like that. It was too predictable. Really, no surprises. We knew Ronda was coming back. We knew Brock was going to be in the Royal Rumble. We heard this like for the past month. So, I mean, they didn't have any like pizzazz. I mean, they could have brought Paige back. I thought she would have been in a women's Royal Rumble. They could have teased Cody because Cody was pretty much teasing them the whole weekend. And it was just a lot of things that could have been done, that could have made this show a whole lot better. But since they didn't do none of these things, it fell flat. So,
hey, Raj,
another typical WWE product.
Did you hear the rumor that said that they changed the story about 20 times?
About which story?
The Royal Rumble. About winning it, scenarios. Oh, yeah. They did like 20 changes. And some people say it might have to do with Vince McMahon. I heard that he had a passing in his family. I think it was his mom.
Yeah, his mom passed away. His mom was 101 years old.
Dre, don't make excuses for the man. He still was there. He ain't taking no time off.
But
he was there in spirit, I guess.
But hey, Miss Queen, thank you for tuning in.
Shout out to Miss Queen tuning in. Mom saying something. That's a nice avatar.
What it was, Crevonte. It was exactly that.
But it'll be a lot more of that.
You can move on.
It'll be a lot more than that. Maybe on Wednesday, Crevonte. Perfect segue, because Miss Queen and everybody watching, Tristan, I know you're still there. We have not a gender reveal, but a name reveal in the world of sports just down the road. Crevonte, I know you like that, my good brother. I just want to hear what you got to say, man. We're going to let you have the floor. And what are you expecting?
I'm not expecting great things. As y'all know, me being a fan of the um, current Washington football team, I've learned not to really expect great things to come of them, especially with them having a name change and all this goofiness that goes on. And the goofiness that goes on behind the scenes seems like things are trying to get themselves together. Well, Ron Rivera's, I think he's doing a pretty good job of trying to bring back a winning culture, which is hard to do from the culture we had previously. Tristan, we will not speak of it. But the as far as the name, I have two. I
Okay.
have two that I think is going to be. It's unfortunately it's not the one that I wanted because due to trademark issues with other teams and franchises with similar team names and similar logos. I wanted to be the Red Wolves, and unfortunately, it's not going to be that. I'm thinking it's either going to be the rumors that we may take Jimmy. I heard that too. Throw it all away.
Well, Tristan, who do you want as your quarterback while you're commenting? But go ahead, Crevonte.
I think it's either going to be the Commanders or the Admirals. I think it's going to be one of those two, just because of where we're located, what's around. I'm thankful there's not presidents, because that would just no no good.
But what are we
But
guarding an admiral? Admiral.
there are so I was looking it up because I had some questions. I was like, "What are admirals and commanders?" These are just high ranking. These are high ranking positions in the armed forces. That's all I got. I need more detailed than that because I was like, these are rankings. These sound like rankings, but it is what it is. I'm gonna have to simmer in it, and once we figure out what it is, I feel like it's gonna be one of those two. But I'm not happy about either one. But it's all in the logo for me at this point. Because if the name's gonna be trash, give me a good logo. Give me something I can sink my teeth into. Because I ain't buying nothing Washington football. I have nothing, and I made it a point to not buy anything. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. And Wednesday, I'm gonna try my best to go live. To do my reaction video on Wednesday. Hopefully, it's at a time where I could get away from work real quick to do that, and I'll try to call on Byron or whoever is available at the time. But if it's in the morning, I know it's gonna be a slim chance. But
either way, just do one. Just do a video.
Don't even. You ain't gotta say nothing. I'll just get on and I can just put your camera on, and that'll be all we need. Don't say nothing. Just show your face or show the avatar.
Yeah, probably. And I was actually working on that while y'all was talking about y'all goofiness of wrestling or whatever. So I was working. I found out how to do that, so that's what I was doing. But yeah, I want to do a live, Roger, because I don't think nothing's better than that. So I'm going to try to do it live. If I'm not able to, then I will do it.
Hey, look, we may have something. We might have to. Hey, Tristan, might have to tag you in, brother. 2 WFT fans watching it live who might be on to something. So, Tristan, let us know your availability, brother. We would love to. Might have to let y'all do that, man. No two better people.
And
I would rather let do it.
And even if we're not able to do it right when it happens, we probably could just link up later on in the evening time and chop it up and do that. But I'm still gonna try to do it when I found out, like when it happens, just because you're not gonna get a no more genuine reaction than right after it happens, no matter how much I try to capture with a record. But either way, I'll do a video, and then me and Tristan can link up later and do that. But I'm trying to be optimistic because I don't want to dive into the pool of figuring out what other team I like and starting over and all that. But
appreciate you, brother.
My man, we'll do that. So I want to hold on, but you know how it is.
Thank you, Tristan. We appreciate you, brother. Part of the Flex Zone family. A day one for real.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know, Dre, Raj, any thoughts on this? Go ahead, Raj, real quick.
I told you from jump what I want the name to be.
No, shut up.
I want the name to be the Washingtons, because that's exactly what they are. They're the Washingtons.
Oh, boy.
They're a very interesting team. They're not a complete joke. They're not a complete joke. They have been goofy over the past, 10 plus years.
Decade
But
plus.
other than that, they I mean, hopefully they come up with a name that suits the, hopefully they come up with a name that suits their organization. Because I mean, they were the Redskins for a good minute, so hopefully they can rewrite the ship. A name change would do the team, really good, and I think they can, salvage some things and turn a different direction with this. But we'll see what happens, man. But if they the Washingtons, then that would be Washington just being Washington.
Oh man, Dre, I want to give you the last word. But last year, you were on to something with that Red Wolves playing the Wolfpack theme, brother. Dan Snyder might have to cut you a check, man. You had it. You had it.
Thank you. Yes, Dan Snyder. When you do put in the make that contribution to the flex zone. So,
Well, I'm ready,
put Brittany's comment back up. Appreciate you tuning in, Brittany. I think that I went with the my name. I think the Commanders would probably that's the one I'm hearing the most. I'm not a fan. I thought about the Generals for y'all. I don't like that name. Red Tails. I thought about that, but I was like the Red Wolves. Come on, Crevonte. You know that's the one.
Yes, I loved it. I don't know, but I don't know what's that. What y'all doing? Oh, that's a wolf. Oh, that's a wolf.
They could be the Washington Wolfpack.
Yes, that's a thing.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
It would be dope coming out there.
Sweet.
Yeah, playing the Wolfpack theme song. I think that.
And then Crevonte, when you meet another person, you do this, and then there you go.
Come on, Crevonte. One time for the one time, man.
No, because nothing happened.
Can you imagine y'all coming out?
Get y'all some all black jerseys, man.
Yes.
Your quarterback coming out with sunshades.
That's put a little swag on it.
And then they can get that boy Hulk Hogan, man. Get the Hulk Hogan going.
Turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Exactly, Tristan. Come out, Kevin Nash.
Hey, we love it.
Oh my goodness. That would be hilarious, man.
That would be dope.
Have him spray paint the middle of the field. That'd be lit. That'd be lit. That'd be lit.
Have you ever been to an Orioles game? They actually do play that when they come up to the bat sometimes.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Hey, Mark, appreciate you, man. You were with us all 4 hours.
Yes, you was,
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, without you, man. I know you've been contributing, man. We got to do something special for you, Mark.
Yeah,
Anytime you want to hop on, let me know.
Yeah, we got to get Mark on the show.
Yeah, anytime you want to hop on, brother, let me know. But let me know your thoughts. What's your pick, Mark? Tristan's in here, and Brittany liking what she sees, right? She's part of the Wolfpack too. Any other thoughts before we got something special coming, y'all. Gonna have some live reaction. We're going to some WFT talk. We love it on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel. A great week of content again. We're on fire. And yes, Mark, it was. And we were talking about it live. But thank God we have Wednesdays.
Yes,
and Revolution
Wednesday
is coming.
Yes. Oh, great.
But the coaching carousel continues to go round and round in the NFL. Where should I begin?
Let me just say this real quick, by the way. Let me ask Crevonte real quick. Does the name matter as long as y'all are winning?
It sucks because I'm gonna have to sit with the name for a few months before we even play a game. So if it's trash, I'm gonna have to sit with it without even playing football. But winning does solve everything.
No better
Give
way
me
to
a
play.
logo, though. A name, maybe it's too much to ask for a great logo and a great name. But give me one of them. One of them.
Tristan said he'll deal if they can win. I think a lot of people.
That's how I feel, Tristan. That's how I feel.
Well, let us know.
That's how I feel.
Let's go over these coaching hires real quick, and you can let me know your thoughts real quick. I'll start with the Chicago Bears. Matt Eberflus getting a defensive coach with Justin Fields. He was the D coordinator of the Colts. Crevonte, you can go and put that goofy. Yeah, we could thumbs down it. We could thumbs up or thumbs down because I don't like it.
Why? I mean,
they're the Bears.
It's an offensive league. You've been doing the same bull job for years, and you continue with the same bull. Get Justin Fields up out of there because he deserves better at this point.
In 1 year.
He only been there for like a year,
I just
man.
don't understand this. Like, why? Why would you go defense when the NFL is projecting it's an offensive league? You don't need a defensive coach in there. No, get an offensive guy. You have the quarterback. Start making the adjustments to adapt to today's age instead of from yesteryear. For all that, hire Rex Ryan.
Look, hey Dre,
I
bring
agree.
back your boy Lovie Smith or Jim Caldwell.
I just really don't understand that. And can we still get Eric Bieniemy in there? Like, I think Eric Bieniemy would have been perfect to put in there with the Bears. Rebuild them up. You have the quarterback in Justin Fields, who can do some stuff. I just don't understand.
Raj, Crevonte, I don't like
Well,
it either.
Exactly, Tristan. Exactly my point. They have been, like I said, the trajectory has been offensive minds. You don't even see Bill Belichick being able to be in there the way it used to be.
Mark, you ain't lying. Mark. Go ahead, Raj. But Mark, you ain't lying, man.
And Mark, I was going in that direction, Mark. I was going right in that direction, man. I don't give a damn who gets hired, man. I mean, can't Eric Bieniemy get a job? Can he just get a job somewhere? I don't understand why he hasn't got a job yet. I don't understand why. Well, he might get the Jaguars job, but I don't even want him to go to that team.
No,
I'm talking about Byron Leftwich. He deserves a job as well for the job that he did with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to see our brothers in arms get a job before I see some of these other guys get a job, because I believe Eric Bieniemy deserves it. He won a championship with Kansas City, and last year Byron Leftwich deserved it for helping Tom Brady.
Todd Bowles.
And Todd Bowles, that he's another guy
Frazier.
that deserves a second opportunity in the NFL. Who are these dudes that are getting hired? Who are these guys?
Hey, Roger, you know who they are? They're the good old boys.
It's a bunch of BS, is what it is, and I don't like it one bit. I'm on Stephen A. Smith's side with this one. The brothers need to be hired. I don't give a damn what these other guys are doing. I really don't care. And one more thing. Somebody get Greg Roman up out of here. Somebody hire him. Hire Greg Roman so he get up out of here, man. Please, anybody, just take him. Take his ass, please. Get him out.
Crevonte, you like the Eberflus hire? No? Okay.
No. I think. Okay, so Eberflus has been the defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts for the past 3. Greg. He has been the defensive coordinator for the past 3-4 years, something like that, with the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts defense has been pretty damn good. I just think there were others out there. I'm just saying, I just think there was other, maybe better selections, more qualified. But he has a hell of a task ahead of him, because he better pick a hell of an offensive coordinator. Because the last thing you want after having an offensive coach is having a defensive coach for a young quarterback. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying he better knock it out the park with his offensive coordinator. That's all I'm saying. I don't like the hire because Justin Fields is my guy. He went to the Ohio State. But unfortunately, you know how they treat black quarterbacks now. So Eberflus better knock it out the park at offensive coordinator.
Piggyback off what Tristan said, let's go right to Josh McDaniels. Crevonte, real quick. What are your thoughts on him? Him and the New England.
Again, what did Dre say? How many people you know will take a job and then untake it? And then go back to what he's working before and still able to get a job later on.
And get a raise by the previous employer.
A black man could never. A black man could never. Never.
I don't got nothing for you.
But first things first, he went somewhere where he knew he would have some leverage. The head of player personnel is now the GM with the Raiders. He was originally with the Patriots and Josh McDaniels. So Josh McDaniels seen his boy over there He was like, all right, come on over here. There's a vacancy. We know what happened here. You come on over. That's easy. So I'm cool with Josh, man. I don't care. Please take the Raiders job and fail like everybody else.
Not fail.
Please, Josh McDaniels, take it. We seen what you did. We seen what you did in Denver. Do it again in Vegas, please. Please, please, please. Watch you fail like the rest of Bill Belichick's coaching tree outside of Brian Flores.
That's another guy who might not have a job.
No. Okay. So wait, we keep it on me one more time. I think Brian Flores should sit down. Sit down for a year.
Because the only job I think they have him for a second interview is the Texans, and he don't want that.
Hell no.
No.
I don't blame him.
They just did that for the Rooney Rule. Nah, I'm good. I'm cool on that. Listen, the best coaching job? Yes.
It's
Tristan,
not happening.
yes. Tristan, yes. I don't care what the name is if we get him. Yes.
I'm a Derek Carr fan, but y'all ain't getting him, bro.
No, probably not. Especially since Josh McDaniels is in now. Yeah, we probably not. But I think the best head coaching job available is gone, and I don't want Brian Flores just to take a job for the sake of taking a job. I want all my black head coaches to go somewhere where, at the very least, they have a competent ownership and a quarterback. I think they'll figure out the rest. Like, I think Byron Leftwich going to Jacksonville, even though it's not official yet, I think it's going to happen. I think that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Young quarterback, and he's a former quarterback. I think he knows the game, and he can better speak to what Trevor Lawrence is going to and better relate to what he sees, and things like that. But Brian Flores needs to sit out for a year.
Real quick, any other thoughts on McDaniels? Because Tristan took the next one right out of my mouth with the Giants. But go ahead, Dre.
To me, what happened to the rumors about Jim Harbaugh going to the Raiders? I thought that would have been a
Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm here in Minnesota. I'm like, why would you take that job?
And also, don't forget that Stephen Ross, the GM of the Dolphins, is a Michigan alum. So that's a wild card, too.
True.
Oh, no, they already said no. Both of them said no to Miami.
Yeah, but how many times have they been lying to us all these years?
But the owner came out and said, "Yeah, we're not doing that."
Yeah, they lied too. So,
you think Josh was going to
fail? Owners we hear from, Dre. It's not many owners we hear from.
Do you like the Josh McDaniels hire, Dre, or Raj? Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say when we're done with the topic, we gotta talk about one more thing.
Go ahead, go ahead, Dre.
No, simple. No.
Tristan, I agree with you. I actually do like what the Giants did with Dayball and getting the Bills.
They got it. They hit.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson should go to New York right now.
That's the only issue. They got to change the quarterback position, but the Giants are in the right direction.
They need to get Russ. Go get Russ.
2 top 10 picks, by the way.
2 top 10.
So they got picks. They could go get Russ for real. They could make a strong offer for Russell Wilson.
And if I was them, I'd do it.
Yep. Hell
you gotta learn from the Rams. Go all in.
Yep. And Nathaniel Hackett, Aaron Rodgers' former OC, goes to Denver. Does Aaron Rodgers follow? Raj, do you like the hire?
It was all right hire. It was okay. It wasn't bad.
It only works if he brings Duck Dodger with him. That's what you're saying?
Yes. It only works if that happens. But
because it ain't working with nobody else. He ain't coming. Dre?
I could care less. It's not a splash one to me. It's like it's the same old. It's like,
same old BS.
Yeah, it's not giving.
Are we done with this topic?
Crevonte, any thoughts on that real quick?
I don't mind not being a splash because I've seen splashes go and they splash out. So my thing is, I get it. Denver is going in a new direction. Even in ownership, Denver is going in a new direction. And they're going from a defensive coach to an offensive coach. So hopefully that means the quarterback position will get better, but their quarterback is not on that roster currently. So they got to get that right because as we know, if we look at the landscape of the NFL every year, about 7 coaches get fired every year.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why? They don't have a quarterback. You don't get the quarterback right, you will be either middle of the pack or the bottom. You will not be of the elites in the NFL without a legitimate quarterback. Seven people get, at least 7 coaches get fired every single year. They don't have a quarterback. It's just what it is. You don't have a legitimate quarterback. You cannot compete. The years of having your defense take you all the way to the Super Bowl is long gone. You got to be competent at the quarterback position. Matter of fact, more than competent, you have to be above average at the quarterback position.
So you telling me the years of the Joe Flacco's will no longer exist?
But Joe Flacco had an elite run.
He did.
He had an elite run.
Same thing with Eli Manning.
And Nick Foles as well. Nick Foles as well.
Yeah, those days are over, man. You got to be competent. You got to be able to go. Okay. That's why guys like Jimmy G ain't make it.
That's true.
Go ahead, Raj. What was you mentioning?
Oh, I was going to talk about this quick topic real quick before we head up to the next one. John Harbaugh's post.
My bad.
No. What you about to say? What you about to say? Go ahead.
I was just about to say that the Giants really got it, and I'm scared for what Dabo and them come up with, because once the GM, kind of like what happened with the Raiders in Vegas, the GM went first, and then the head coach followed. That was the easiest one to call out of all the coaching hires. That was the easiest one to call.
I agree, Crevonte. I think the Giants did a good job. They did a good job.
I hate it.
Especially if they get a QB. See what he did with Josh Allen.
Listen, you get a QB, your life changes.
That's true. Look at Harbaugh. And speaking of John Harbaugh, he had his post-game interview today.
God.
His end of the season interview. And I tuned in, for most of it. Boy, oh boy, was that man skating around, brother. Oh my!
He was very happy, Raj. He just got off vacation.
He was very
man.
happy. He was dancing to a whole nother tune. Saying
apologizing.
Apologizing, congratulating the media for being great.
Shucking and jiving.
He's going to keep Greg Roman as well for another season. And I'm just like, come on, John. Come on, man. But he even talked about the 2-point conversions, and if he had a chance to do them again, he would do them over. So I'm not sure where this franchise is going.
Giving surveys out, man.
I mean, it was all the way goofy, man. It was all the way goofy, but I'm not sure where this franchise is going. Not sure what they're going to do next year, but this gets. I mean, I didn't feel no optimism from this interview from John. Yes, he's going to get another contract, and he's welcome. He's welcome to it, but I don't know. It's just, they got a lot of work to do, a whole lot of work to do, and John Harbaugh skating around earlier today was very disheartening.
Tap dancing better than late Gregory Hines.
Oh, don't worry, Raj. We got something on Wednesday with Mike McDonald, the new DC, and Friday, Mr. EDC. That's what I'll be looking forward to see.
Yeah, well, EDC got a lot of things to talk about.
Tristan.
Okay, for sure, brother. Make sure you tap in with us, brother. We'll definitely drop in.
Curious to hear what you guys say.
Yes, but I agree with you, Raj. Same old BS. Any thoughts on the Harbaugh thing, Dre, real quick?
Does the man deserve an extension? Yes, but
not a long one.
I think that if I was them, I kind of would have had. If I was the Ravens, I kind of would have held off on it, just because I think that I'm scared that they have maximized this team as to where they could go, because right now they're kind of at a standstill, and they need something to propel them to the next level. Keeping Greg Roman as your offensive coordinator doesn't help. Some of the mysterious, baffling calls that were made is just mind-boggling right now. Yeah, Greg, exactly. Greg Roman needs to go. So I don't. And then to me, Lamar Jackson. I mean, you've already got an MVP out of him. You've already gotten the Ravens to be the number one seed, made the playoffs majority of Lamar Jackson's career outside of this past year because of due to injury. But I just think that totality-wise, yes, but to me, to get them to the next level, they may need to look in a different direction.
Any thoughts, Crevonte?
I wasn't able to watch the whole interview. I heard bits and pieces because a coworker of mine who was also a Ravens fan was watching it and just going off like this mother da 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 da. And I was like, I said, "Yep, sounds like John Harbaugh, huh?" I think it's interesting what Dre said because
Second question.
Don't let Pittsburgh get a quarterback. Could be last.
I think I think it's interesting what Dre said. Basically saying that I don't know if he's saying the Ravens as a whole or Lamar Jackson, but folks have hit their ceiling. Unfortunately, what more could you do with this team, given one, the salary cap, two, injuries, and three, your quarterback and the offense as a whole? Because you're keeping a guy who I feel as though is a problem. The defensive coordinator, okay, whatever, cool. But the defensive coordinator hasn't had a secondary all year. I'm just saying. I think the guy who has hit his ceiling above anybody else, Dre and Raj, is Greg Roman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's maximized what he can get out of Lamar Jackson. I think he's maximized what he can do with Lamar Jackson. So I think it's time for a new face, because that happens. Things get dry. The things get stale. Like and it's time for somebody to move on. And it's much easier to get rid of coaches and coordinators than it is players, especially quarterbacks.
You know, something I've said before with the Ravens offensively. Yeah, y'all. If y'all get a quarterback, like Byron said, Tiff, watch out for y'all. I think that the Ravens honestly should have taken a look at the offensive coordinator from Louisville, where you saw Lamar Jackson be able to get a Heisman. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the Ravens, we reached back to Michigan to get our current defensive coordinator. So get that in there just so that way Lamar Jackson can continue to just grow and not be so stagnant. It's at times where the Ravens offense just seems like we're stagnant. Yes, you know, they were ranked pretty high, but at the same time, where is the next level in all of this? It's cool to be, you know, stagnant as to where you are, because, you know, they always say what's not broke, don't fix it. But when there's a potential to break that glass ceiling and you don't do it, that's when windows start closing.
And I would even take Jim Caldwell as OC. I'd take him.
But they keep holding on to Greg Roman, and Greg Roman only usually has like a 3-year window anyway.
He knows where the bodies are buried.
Definitely probably does. Wouldn't be surprised. But let us know your thoughts. We'll hear more this week from Mr. EDC. Maybe Raj, we might have to do a video or something. But if you're watching right now, drop a like, share it, go on the YouTube page, the Flex On Podcast, like this video, subscribe, share it to your friends and enemies. And of course, if you want to donate, down below, you know the vibes. But let's get to these conference championship games, into our sport of the week. And let's start with the AFC Championship game. And it was a doozy in Kansas City. Well, you know, we got the Alabama Invitational in college football. We had the Arrowhead Invitational on the AFC side, because every AFC Championship game is in Kansas City. But the Bengals outlast the Chiefs in overtime. They were down by as much as 21-3. Crevonte, the tribal chief, looked like he turned into his brother, Jackass Mahomes. And Joe Burrow, despite The offensive line struggles. Not a lot of players on defense that we know by first name basis. Zach Taylor not being probably the best coach we like right now. They win, and the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Crevonte, how do you feel, and how much money was lost yesterday? And I said the Bengals were going to cover. By the way, I said they're going to cover.
Um, I'm shocked.
I agree, Tristan.
I am disappointed.
Crazy.
I am real live the next day. Early today, I was just like randomly, I can't believe that mess happened. Damn, like that really happened. I think first of all, number one, a tale of two halves. Patrick Mahomes played amazing in the first half and played like hot garbage in the second half. It's nothing else to this. Like a mixture between him and Andy Reid is the reason why they lost this game. Andy Reid got too cute with the play calling. That's the one thing about being such a great offensive mind in the pros. Sometimes you outthink yourself. And I feel like Andy Reid did that. And I don't know. I don't know if I want to say 50-50 between them two. But I think Patrick Mahomes deserves the bulk of this. Like I can't and that's my guy. So I gotta call him out. I gotta call a spade a spade. Patrick Mahomes played terribly. He is the absolute reason why they lost this game. He got tight. He tried to do too much, held the ball too long, and taking what the defense. He didn't take what the defense gave him. He was just doing too much. And also, it's funny because I literally said I was watching the game with one of my homeboys, and when they went for it for that touchdown before halftime and didn't get it, I said, "Yep, this is gonna be a game." I just felt that like this is gonna be a game now because they tried to go for the knockout instead of just taking the layup. They tried to Steph Curry this when they should have just LeBron'd it. You know what I'm saying? And they absolutely didn't have to. And that momentum, that stop by the Bengals, Eli Apple and them, gave them
Ohio
all
State
the
guy.
momentum.
Ohio State guy.
Ohio State guy, I had to point him out. Even he didn't have the best game in the first half, but that was one of my guys. But they gave him all the momentum they need, and when you got Joe Burrow and them, we all just saw what happened. And but between Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they gave this game away in the second half. There's no way being up 18 points at home at Arrowhead Stadium, you having the best quarterback coach combination of what's left, or arguably in the NFL, and you lose this game. Now, I'm going to give all credit to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, but this game was in hand if they would have kicked the field goal instead of going for the touchdown, in my opinion.
And maybe run the ball in the second half too. Just saying.
And that's Andy. That's on Andy Reid. That's on Andy Reid. You put the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hands too much, because from time to time he goofs up sometimes. From time to time he goofs up sometimes. But I will stand on that. This one is on Patrick Mahomes.
And Dre, this could be a future topic. We don't have to go too in depth, but I'll ask Crevonte, do you think the Chiefs window is still open as wide as it was potentially, or is it maybe the league is catching up a little bit?
Hell no. Hell no. It's obviously not closed because they'll probably be the favorites to win it next year, to win the AFC next year. But the fact is, you see them young gunners in the AFC, my heavens. And the one that beat you is in year 2. I'm saying that the window is still open, but it is not as wide as it was after they won their first Super Bowl.
That's why I want to save it for a future topic. I want to look at the contracts and see who
Okay.
might be, due. But just a quick thought. Dre, your thoughts on the game?
Um, when Patrick Mahomes has a bad game, he has a bad game. It was similar to the Super Bowl. Like the first half, he played pretty decent, but that second half was just like it just reminded me of the Super Bowl all over again. In both games, he had a low passer rating, threw multiple interceptions, and just did not look like Patrick Mahomes. And then like Crevonte said, that stop in the first half shifted the momentum. That was what did it. I know people saying, well, Patrick Mahomes had a bad game. He didn't play that well. No, it was a momentum shifter. And we know in sports, the minute the momentum shifts, that's when everything starts falling downhill. And the worst thing that could have happened is that the Bengals have beaten this team in the regular season. So all you did was just give them the fuel, be like, okay, let's make some adjustments. We've beaten this team already. We can beat them again. And Joe Burrow has already done this in a big stage when he was on the collegiate level. Now that he gets to the professional level, he knew it was money time. And them young boys, when you young like that, you have no fear because you have nothing to lose. You've never been here before. So I thought it was going to be a matter of Patrick Mahomes just telling them, young boy, it's not your turn. Wait. And then it's levels to this. Kind of like how they kind of did with Josh Allen and the Bills. Like, no, it's the AFC still runs through me. So I thought that's what it would have been, but I was totally, when I tell you, I had that look like that guy had at WrestleMania 30 when The Undertaker lost for the first time. Like I was like, yeah, that was me. I could not believe that the Bengals won. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, the Bengals just made a field goal. And then somebody at the bar had to tell me, they was like, no, they won. I was like, what you mean they won? Like, I'm like, like what you no, I was totally shocked by that. I could not believe whatsoever that the Cincinnati Bengals had made it to the Super Bowl. And that was one of me and Roger's fears because now that affects Lamar Jackson as well as Baker Mayfield for the AFC North. Because now, like Crevonte, you were saying, they're going to be like, so he's doing this in year 2, and what are y'all doing? And not only that, like Lamar, you won an MVP. Baker, we got all this talent around you, but you can't take them into the playoffs. Like the narrative now shifts. And if you factor in too, this is Joe Burrow's first full season playing. Remember, he got hurt his rookie year.
Yep.
So this is his first full season playing. So that dynamic between Chase and Burrow is only going to get better. So that's scary that the Bengals have already made it to the AFC Championship, and don't let them win the damn thing.
I'll save my pick, but I got a good feeling.
We'll save our picks for
next week. Next week.
But it's still insane to think that the Cincinnati Bengals even made it this far. I think they were like 0.4 as to even get this far. Nobody had the Bengals even getting to the damn playoffs, let alone the Super Bowl.
They were third lowest odds to winning the Super Bowl.
So, hey, Crevonte, can you tell us before we go to Raj, what was the trajectory have been for far as money had you bet on the Bengals to make it this far?
I believe it was at the beginning of the year, they were third lowest, which was about plus 6,000. And going into the playoffs, I believe I might have got the zeros mixed up, but going into the playoffs, like ranking the 14 teams, I believe they were plus 1,400 or 14,000, something like that.
Wow.
So 14,000, you put 100 on it, that's 14,000. You know what I'm saying?
A whole lot of money in this mother.
I'm saying, and so 6,600 100 on it, 6,000, and it might have been 66,000%. I mean 6,000 plus 66,000. I'm not sure, but they were nowhere near supposed to be where they are. Needless to say, somebody could have came up with a whole lot of money. And also one more betting the Bengals were plus 650 on the money line at halftime to beat the Chiefs.
Wow.
We all did, Mark. We all did. Go ahead, Raj. Are you excited that the tribal chief went down because you don't like him, but you don't want the Bengals to win? How you feeling right now, brother?
If anybody knows me personally and they follow me on Facebook, you know exactly how I feel. I did not want to see the Bengals in the Super Bowl. I did not want to see them win a playoff game. I didn't want to see them win a division. They are our rivals. I'm so sick and tired of hearing Ravens fans talk about, oh yeah, I don't mind them. Oh, I'd rather see them than Kansas City
No.
in the Super Bowl.
No.
Bruh, are you serious? They are a division rival. They have kicked our butts over the years. They have done things to us that I've never seen Pittsburgh do to us at times. They are content. They've been a legit team for since I've been watching football. Maybe a couple years here and there they've been a little bit off, but they've been competitive.
Okay, yo.
They just didn't win a playoff game. You're hilarious, Mark. You're hilarious, Mark. But no, man, no, I'm not excited, Byron. I don't want to see them win a championship before our Ravens. Are you serious? I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Kansas City go back to the Super Bowl and win. I'd rather see that than see the Bengals in this position. But I got to give credit where credit is due, man. Macaulay Culkin, he's a great quarterback, bro. He's an awesome quarterback. Macaulay Culkin he's awesome, bro. He's great. And Jamar Chase, I mean, what can you say, man? He's an amazing wide receiver. So, I mean, hats off to him. They won fair and square. They beat the tribal chief not once but twice, and they deserve every bit of being in the Super Bowl. So I can't. Even though I hate it right now. I really hate it that they're there. I can't discredit them. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, God, that second half of football, bro. I just don't understand, man. He was running around like this was like this, like I don't get it. Orlando Brown looked terrible. If you watch the game, Orlando Brown on the left side looked awful. He this probably was his worst game as a football player, period, in that second half. Because he gave Pat no coverage at times. And the wide receivers couldn't get open. They made great adjustments at halftime. They made great adjustments. The Bengals did, and it was just I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, "Are you serious? They only had them. I mean, they scored only 3 points in the second half. Really? After scoring 21 in the first half of the game, bro. I don't know what to say, man. I hate to see it, and I hate saying this, but I think the Bengals, man. I think they got something really cooking right now. You had a stat. Let me pull that back up. That Byron said.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
They got $70 million in cap space, 10 draft picks plus all their
So the
stars
same amount of draft picks as the Ravens.
all rookie deals though, man. $70 million in cap space. They're going to buy an offensive line this offseason. So that means they're going to be extremely more dangerous going into the next season. I'm just afraid for the AFC North, man. I'm afraid, man. If things go the way I think it's going to go, y'all might be cheering. Look, you Ravens fans, y'all might be cheering for the Bengals now. But I guarantee you, by the time this is over with, you will completely hate them. Maybe even worse than the Steelers. Because Joe Burrow is not a joke. He is a great quarterback. That wide receiver core is. You seen what they did to the Ravens. You see what they did to us. They sliced and diced us. Even with Marlon Humphrey in there, they destroyed the Ravens. So they're going to be a problem for years to come. Kansas City going to have their hands full of them as well. And I'm just praying that we'll see what EDC says on Friday. But bro, he going to have to answer some real questions, man. Because my God, man. But hats off to the Bengals. They deserve to be in the Super Bowl. I'll save my pick for next week. But that's all I got.
Any final thoughts before we move on to the NFC side, fellas?
I
Yo,
would just say shocking. That's the only thing I would just say.
the
Devontae?
Bengals coaching staff deserve a bunch of credit for those adjustments. Shout
Mhm.
out to Zach Taylor, and I don't say this often. He outcoached Andy Reid. Andy Reid, well, Andy Reid helped assisted with that, but it ain't too often you say Andy Reid got outcoached. And during the AFC Championship,
Only in conference championship games.
he did.
I have a very special game ball for the Bengals. That's not Joe Burrow, but I'll get to that later.
Mm.
Dre, NFC Championship game. Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours. Go ahead. You've been saying it for the past. You've been saying it all year, past couple years. Go ahead, say it, man. Just go ahead, say it. You ain't even gotta say too much. Just go ahead, say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen out there. The Rams, the Rams, the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. I'm excited, man. This brings me so much joy. I tell you, do you realize that we, in back-to-back years, the host of the Super Bowl is playing in the Super Bowl? Like, I was just like, my heavens. It wasn't looking too good out there, but you know what? Collectively, I'm glad for all this talent. I mean, Aaron Donald played the last time the Rams were in the Super Bowl, but I mean, Cooper Kupp gets to play. He was hurt last time. Odell Beckham Jr. for everything that he went through, all the goofiness in Cleveland. Matthew Stafford, even goofier in Detroit. Now, matter of fact, he went through hell in Detroit for nothing. Wasted his career. And for them to get to this point, I'm really honestly excited for this team and happy for this team because all those guys deserve it. I'll save my pick for next week, but everybody knows that I've just been on the Rams bandwagon. Crevonte and Byron, they've been on the Cardinals bandwagon in the same division, but my team, I'm all LA then, but this is what you honestly hope and root for when you hear about stories like this. You know, this is like, okay, this is the moments where it's like, man, you know, this guy was wasting his career, like I said, in Detroit, and for him to be able to bring that to LA was just like really like, okay, you kind of rooting for them, not as the underdog, but for them to actually win it all, just because, like I said, the storylines and I mean everything that they've all been through to get to this moment. So hats off to them.
Go ahead.
Man,
Go ahead, Cavante.
yo, that's the sound. That's the only sound I can hear when the Ravens won. I was like, the Rams, the Rams, the Rams. That's all I could think about. I said, God damn it, Dre hit. Dre finally hit on this jump. Finally, he been screaming Rams. He been screaming Rams, Rams, Rams for years, and I can legit say he has. I mean, it's archived. It's archived by now, but yeah. So big, great call, Dre. Great call.
Thank you.
Now to the game. Remember what I said about great offensive minds outthinking themselves? I saw both head coaches overdo it. They overplayed, both of them overplayed their hand, but unfortunately, somebody got to win. But both of them overplayed their hand. I saw flaws in Kyle Shanahan, like I always do, and like we always have since that Super Bowl 51.
Connor, what's up, man?
Since Super Bowl 51, we've seen the flaws of Kyle Shanahan play calling. But this time it was Sean McVay. This time it was Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. What the hell was Sean McVay doing? Trying to get his goddamn game away is what the fuck is what he was doing. Why they had those timeouts halfway through the second half? Why they had those timeouts?
Who knows, man?
Will do, Tristan. Appreciate you, brother.
Why?
Hey, thank you.
But and also, I told y'all this. Matthew Stafford's going Matthew Stafford. He's going through. It's coming. It is coming. It is coming. It is coming. He tried to Matthew Stafford this game. Y'all saw that pick he threw with that almost
I
pick.
saw
Let
it
him go.
Thursday.
We saw it.
Let him go.
That's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen soon.
Hey,
Don't
Crevonte,
say that.
Jesse
Don't say that,
Bates,
Crevonte. Don't say
Jesse
that.
Bates gonna catch that. You saw what he did against Tribal Chief. Him and Hilton and Awuzie and them.
Listen, y'all know how Matthew Stafford looked before the playoffs. It wasn't good.
I seen him up close and personal. I know how
Yeah.
he looks.
I'm about to say that Ravens game, he was about to damn near throw that away.
Y'all know Matthew Stafford got that in him. And he really ain't had a Matthew Stafford game yet. So either that game is coming or he gonna have to Joe Flacco the rest of this the Super Bowl. But big up to the Ravens. I mean, I'm big up to the Rams. Aaron Donald. That's all I do. Aaron Donald getting back here, I know was an absolute. I know how it ended a couple years back. It hurt, and he probably thought he would never get back. And Matthew Stafford comes and the heavens open up. Cooper Kupp is amazing. Shout out to Odell Beckham. Cleveland is your fault. Shout out to Jefferson. Shout out to Von Miller. These guys all deserve to be there. Von Miller already, having a Super Bowl MVP under his belt. So he probably has more. Well, no, Aaron Donald's been there too, but it's some good experience there. Some really good experience there. But like most games, it goes to the better quarterback, Matthew Stafford over Jimmy G. Jimmy G has clear limitations. And when the ball is in his hands, you gas. You gas and you hold your breath because you're not sure what's going to happen. And I don't know what they're going to do with Jimmy G in the offseason, but you do know and do understand that he can't take you. Well, he can't win it for you. He's not there because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a great quarterback that's against him in the Super Bowl, and that great quarterback is going to win. It is what it is. The 49ers had the opportunities. I picked the 49ers to win because I thought they was going to run the ball like hell, and the Rams were weak against the run, and they proved formidable against the run. Now, the Rams lucky. They couldn't do nothing with Deebo Samuel. Even after they hit him, couldn't do nothing with that bull. Couldn't do nothing with that bull. But I feel sad for Deebo of all the 49ers. I feel bad for Deebo. But shout out to the Rams. It's going to be a good one. Buckle up, guys. It's going to be a good one, and I cannot wait.
Raj, good point, Mark. I think that just shows he wasn't ready. But go ahead, Raj.
I thought Lance was hurt still, or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But
he's regressing. He's not looking good in practice, guys. That's why we saw a lot of Jimmy G this year.
Oh, well, that's not good. But shout out to the Rams. Like y'all said, they got the job done. I thought the 49ers was going to take them again, but they overcame a lot of their mistakes. Matthew Stafford almost threw the game away yet again.
Yeah, he did. It's coming.
But stop saying that, man. Stop saying that. But yeah, man, Aaron Donald played a hell of a game. The perfect hairline dude is an awesome brother, man. He one of the best defensive ends in all of football. Von Miller had a pretty decent game as well. Odell Beckham has redeemed himself in the NFL. 113 yards yesterday, catching everything from Matthew Stafford when throwing to him. Cooper Kupp is probably one of the best white wide receivers I've ever seen in my life in football. He makes catches that are just like, wow. And he had one yesterday that was phenomenal.
God, he's always open.
He wasn't open in that play. He made himself open. It was one play he just caught it in his chest. And I was like, he caught that? And he was off to the races. But, he's amazing to watch.
He's really good.
And shout out to Eric Weddle coming off the bench. I mean, out of his home to the playoffs. I mean, he hasn't played football in about a year and a half, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. You know, congrats to him. To me, he's earned it because he's been a great player his whole career, and he couldn't
Yeah.
really do nothing with the Ravens. So, I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. He played pretty well as well yesterday. Um, Debo Samuel was a beast for the 49ers. He played his ass off as always. Jimmy G made a lot of mistakes, a big crucial one at the end that cost him the game. But the 49ers, they're a real tough team, um, very tough organization. Hats off to them. They had a 10-point lead, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. It just doesn't go the way you think it's going to go. So,
Raj, it's
Debo,
funny. Didn't he have a
yeah,
10-point lead in that Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Didn't he have a 10-point lead in that Super Bowl?
I'm not trying to think about that Super Bowl, man. I don't want to think about that.
I'm just
I don't want to
saying.
think about that. We know what happened. We know what the result of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying there's a constant here. There's a
Yes,
constant
there's
here.
a constant theme. Yes. Jimmy G is the constant thing. But
Kyle Shanahan as well, but okay. Kyle
Yeah.
Shanahan too.
Kyle Shanahan too, but at least he makes the playoffs. Almost, well, not every year, but he gets to where they need to get to. So he's
Fair
not
enough.
a terrible coach. But
Fair enough.
but Jimmy G will probably
Hey,
be gone after this.
I can't, Mark.
Gets open.
That's what I was laughing at. That's what I was laughing at, bro.
Oh, Mark, you're hilarious, brother. But like I said before, Jimmy G is gone after this season. He played okay at times and played down to the competition at times as well. I think Trey Lance will get an opportunity next year to see what he can do. Hopefully, he's a better quarterback than Jimmy G is. But yeah, man, it was an awesome NFC Championship game. The Rams deserved to win. They found a way, come back from 10 points down. And the Super Bowl is looking really good, man. I mean, the LA Rams are going to stay at home for 2 weeks. They're going to get, Dr. Dre to perform in that stadium with Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and who else? Who's the other
Uncle
one?
Snoop.
Another one. Can't forget Snoop Dogg. Uncle Snoop. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to see what happens. We're going to have more analysis on it when it comes, but it's been great, man. It was a great NFC Championship game. Hats off to them guys, man. Odell, man, let me just say this about Odell, man. It showed me a lot after the game when he consoled Debo Samuel. It showed a lot of it showed a lot of discipline, a lot of poise, a lot of growth and maturity on his part, because the Odell I've seen over the years has been a jackass. So, but him yesterday, telling Debo is okay, it's gonna be all right, and making sure he was all right, showed me a lot about his character and where he's going in the future. So, hats off to him, hats off to the Rams for making the Super Bowl, and we'll talk about it some more later.
Well, Raj, you want to kick it off with game ball, not so game ball, real quick?
Sure. My game ball has to go to Cooper Kupp, man, for the Rams, man. That brother is a bad boy, man. He's a bad boy. If I could show you the highlight of what he did yesterday, I mean, my God, man. It seems like every week he has a highlight, though. An amazing highlight that he does. So he pretty much is, the go-to guy, the number one wide receiver on the Rams. The baddest receiver in the game right now, besides Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase. He's great. So he gets my game ball. I think he had over 150 or 170 yards or something crazy like that. That joke was crazy, but he gets my game ball. My not so game ball, it got to go to Patrick Mahomes, man. Got to go to Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry I didn't steal yours, Dre, but it got to go to Patty, man. Yes, man. He was so disappointing yesterday. He so disappointed me yesterday. I thought they was gonna get the job done. I watched the first half of the game. I was like, "Oh, this is over with." Second half, I see the Bengals creeping up a little bit. I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold up, what's going on?" Turn back on the game, and by the time I turn it back on, I see Pat just running around for his life. Not running forward but running backwards, and then goes into overtime. Those is ridiculous pick. the Bengals. One of the Bengals cornerbacks, and I'm just like, oh my god, they about to lose this damn game. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, man, he super let down, man, super let down. This team was built to go back to the Super Bowl. I mean, the $500 million quarterback, he just had a bad day. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with him next year. But goddamn, man, yeah, I don't think I've seen somebody choke like that in the second half before. Not like that, but it is what it is.
Trizzy Dre.
What's Crevonte's line? Start low and high. So I think I'm gonna start off with Jimmy G for my not so game ball. Because like Crevonte said at the end, Jimmy G did what Jimmy G does. Turned it right over. Turnover machine, or does something to not put the team in a winning position. Granted, the 49ers probably wouldn't be in this position without him, but at the same time, it just makes you think, like, could there be more to this team if they had somebody else at the helm? So my not so game ball goes to Jimmy G, and then my game ball actually goes to Aaron Donald for making the play, because we talk about getting a defensive stop, and Aaron Donald was very instrumental in not only getting the defensive stop, but he was also very instrumental in getting that team to be like, no, we can do this, like barking orders and stuff. We haven't, to me, I don't recall seeing that, at least in quite some time, about somebody, or at least on the defensive end, gathering the troops and being like, no, we still got this. Like, we can do this. And he did what he needed to do in order to help propel that team, because you see that they are now in the Super Bowl, and it's a large part into the work that Aaron Donald, puts in on a day-by-day basis. But hats off to him, because like Crevonte was saying earlier, he probably didn't think he was going to even get here again until they got Matthew Stafford. It was like, all right, maybe we have a shot to get this, and he just was not. He was. I remember Aaron Donald. I think it was either Aaron Donald or it was or it might have been OBJ, who was just like, we're not losing this game, and they were determined to beat this team. Granted, a team that they've been 0-6 against for the past couple years. So, and usually if a team sweeps you in the regular season, they usually come out on top during the playoffs. So, for that to happen, hats off to the Rams. The Rams.
Start low and high, Crevonte, baby.
I think this is going to go Andy Reid. Andy Reid. Again, very disappointed. Sometimes I understand to a point, because John Harbaugh does this sometimes. Sometimes you gotta stick with your guns and don't let your quarterback pull you out of something that what I'm saying, that's not good for you. Put you in a position where it'll hurt you later. Andy Reid wanted to kick that field goal, and he should have. 5 seconds left. You're pushing. I don't care how great you are. It's like 5 seconds left, guys. Take the points. Get up out of here. And they let that slip away, and ultimately let the game slip away. And I think game ball.
Yeah, that's all you need to say.
Joe Beasley.
Shout out to Joe Burrow pulling the Cincinnati Bengals franchise out the mud.
Literally.
Pulling them out the mud, man. The last time they was in a championship, Byron was here. It was just D and Roger here, baby. Just D and Roger. That was it. Just D and Roger. I don't know. I wasn't here, baby. Byron, I know you wasn't here.
Yeah, I didn't know they was allowed to make it to the Super Bowl. We just used to the same teams.
Dre, I'm not sure if you was around, but
barely.
you was a bull. You was a bull.
A whippersnapper. Your ass Timberlake on the breath.
I think what he's done is amazing. Like Dre said, this is really This is year 2, but it's his first full year. And I not just the AFC North, the AFC is on notice, man. There's a lot of great talent in the AFC at the quarterback position, and he's one of them, man. And for him, I'm so excited to see what happens, but he has a chance to become the first Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, first overall pick, and Super Bowl champion. And Super Bowl champion, probably Super Bowl MVP. Nobody's ever done all of that, and he has the opportunity to do that in a couple weeks. So, but regardless of what happens, I'm excited for what he produces moving forward. This is only year 2, guys.
I'm scared.
Me too.
Me too.
And I ain't never.
Well, I'm real quick. I'm gonna give my not so game ball to Kyle Shanahan. You guys kind of touched on it. Blowing another lead. I don't know if I can put it all on him because he's a little limited at quarterback. That's why I think he should have tried to get Aaron Rodgers personally last year with the number 3 pick. But that's just me. And my game ball, like I said, is not Joe Burrow, Crevonte. I'm giving it to Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator. Tyreek Hill, no catches in the second half in overtime. Don't ask me how they did that. And they start doing the Bill Belichick. Much like the Bills should have did last week. Not rushing too many people, rushing 2, rushing 3, dropping back 8, letting Pat Mahomes run around all crazy like backyard football. And, hey, putting pressure on him. And shout out to Trey Hendrickson. What a signing he was. Might have been one of the best of the offseason. That defense of the Bengals, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both defenses against each offenses.
Cannot wait, man.
Agreed.
And speaking of can't wait, don't have to wait any longer because another week, another crop of goofies. Congratulations, it's time for Crevonte's Goofies of the Week.
This is unbelievable. So much. I guess it's like a prequel, like what might happen. I don't want to think about it. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm just gonna stick to what I originally gonna do. I don't think you guys understand how shocked I was on Sunday afternoon. I really don't think y'all knew because y'all saw me the week before on tables talking about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in that Bills game. You couldn't have told me after he came back 13 seconds that boy wouldn't win the Super Bowl this year. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way you could have told me that boy was not going to Super Bowl. 13 seconds, man. No way you could have told me that. And second half of that AFC Championship game, I don't know where the brother went. I think he drunk all the Space Jam juice, and he ain't leaving for nobody else. It was really, really, really hard to watch. And to watch a guy who never been there before. He never even been to the NFL. He hadn't even been in the NFL long. And
He was too busy. I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I was gonna say he was too busy running making the robbers look goofy in 2 movies. I'm sorry. Continue.
Because he was a bull. And that boy Joe Herbert walked into Tennessee, number 1 seed, put them Bulls down, and walked into Arrowhead Stadium and put a fork in the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. And for Patrick Mahomes to have all the experience he has as a 4-time AFC with 4 AFC championship appearances, that was a lackluster performance. Terrible, terrible, terrible. and Andy Reid, not much better. But we know of Andy Reid's woes in championship games. It's hit or miss. Unfortunately, he's been there a lot. We remember him in the NFC with the Eagles. Trust me, I'm a Washington fan. I remember. He goes to the AFC, does the same thing. The consistency is there, but that also that consistency that we don't like is there too. So this goes to collectively the marriage of Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And I didn't go over my high level goofy and my low level goofy because this ain't Falcon Red this week. It is Kansas City Chief Red. God damn it. That divisional game. I wish that divisional game felt like the AFC Championship.
Yes.
It felt like the AFC Championship. And in my mind, it was. In my mind. The holiday season's over, Dre. Stop. In my mind, that was the AFC Championship game. And it was in my mind, that was the AFC Championship game. And I overlooked Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, and so did the Kansas City Chiefs. Terrible. Terrible. My this coming holiday has been ruined because of this mess. But it's all good. I got to see some good football. I got to see a new player emerge into top 5 right now. And it just sucks that he had to do it to my boy, Pat Mahomes boy. But Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, this goes to y'all. And I'm not even going to bring in the low-level goofy because it's not getting used. So, there it is. Kansas City Chiefs. God damn it. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. And the Kansas City Chiefs were on the wrong end of it. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. Got to do better.
That's for you, Crevonte. That's goofy.
What's that?
And Valentine's Day isn't wrong, Crevonte, so pull out your pocketbook.
Oh, yeah. Pull out the $100 bills.
That's right.
And why the Super Bowl do us like that, yo? Like, why?
Yo, what? Right.
Why would they do that?
Goofy.
Why would they do that?
That's real goofy.
Oh, thanks to the NFL for wanting to make an extra game. But it also makes the NBA too. So,
what did they do again? What did they do again?
Put the game right before the day before Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
The same weekend, basically. So,
right.
Hey, ladies, just the wise words of wisdom. If you don't catch them on Saturday, do not bother that man on Sunday. You wait your turn till Monday, and you make sure that if the flex zone is on, which we'll let you guys know, you tune in. Okay, don't hound that man. You got Friday and Saturday.
Both of you guys tune in.
Yes, we got Friday and Saturday. That's 2 days. That's enough because we got 360 plus whatever other days. Okay, all right. Plus y'all just got Christmas. All right, be thankful.
Big facts. All right.
But Dre, very big guest, very big show next week. If you want to let the people know what's going on, and Raj can follow up as well. Dre, what's going on next week for episode 330? 330 episodes of Flex Zone.
Episodes. Wow. So we're starting our Sports and Blackness for the month of November. And our first guest is who, Roger?
Oh, man. Our first guest will be none other than one of the biggest Raven fans that is running the internet right now. My man Engraven, man, from Engraven Vids is joining the Flex Zone next week to talk sports and blackness, of course, the Baltimore Ravens, and some other things, man. So I'm so honored to have this brother on. I met him last year at a Ravens practice. Such a good dude, such a down-to-earth brother. And I can't wait to talk to him, man. I can't wait to ask him some questions. You know, how he became a Ravens fan. Is he from Baltimore? You know, some just the regular, you know, everyday stuff that we don't get to ask, you know, but I mean, he's doing his thing right now on YouTube, one of the pioneers of Ravens football, and got a lot of insight, got a lot of knowledge, and definitely want to get his take on the Super Bowl. So can't wait to have him on, man. Can't wait to talk to him next week.
Yes. If you want to check out some of his work,
Can't wait.
engraving vids. And of course, if you want to donate cash at the Flex on One, want to be a guest, ideas, part of the show, want to be part of the Sports and Blackness. As Dre said, the whole month of February got a lot of fire guests lined up. We'll let you know each and every week and tease it. Deflectzone1 at gmail.com. Like I said, hashtag Deflectzone1. Episode 330 next week. And Graven will be here for the whole hour. We'll be asking questions. We'll be talking Super Bowl, Ravens. We'll get his reaction to the WFT, possibly name reveal, and get to know him a little bit. As we said, we'll do some promo, let you guys know what's coming up with that. This week, Crevonte, you and Tristan and yourself might be doing some WFT stuff on the Flex Zone podcast, YouTube.
Possibly. Wednesday is a big day for the organization. 2222 is the date. So yeah, that's gonna be a big date. So I am trying my best to be optimistic, trying to be excited because if y'all catch me live, whoo, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. I'm gonna have to close the door to my office and be alone for a while. But
Well, you are the
I can't
director
wait.
now, so you can do that. You can close the door.
Yes, and yes.
Yep. Well, we appreciate it. Look forward to that. Of course, the Flex Zone podcast, the Flex Zone One on all streaming platforms and on all social media platforms. And Rise, let the people know what they need to do as well.
Please check out the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. The channel is growing, doing some big things. Got a big guest next week, so I'm praying, man. We going do some things this year, definitely.
Can't wait.
Hey, definitely a lot of content coming to the page. Check out the past content, Royal Rumble live stream. Got the prediction video. We got shorts from Raj. We got videos from everybody. More and more things to come. We'll see what happens with the Tom Brady news in the coming weeks. So we'll do probably a panel on that as well. But we will be here with all of your sports needs because we are the only place giving you sports how you want it.
When
When
you
When
you
you
need it.
need it,
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Tiffany.
Tiffany. And hey, you right along with us. You're part of the family now. So we look forward to it. We appreciate all your help and guidance as well. Episode 330 next week, as we said, Sports and Blackness, Part 2 kicks off with Engraven vids from Engraven, talking Ravens and NFL and so much more. You want to donate? Flex on One for Crevonte, for Dre, for Raj, Dre, executive producer. Senior producer Crevonte Hurd. Host is yours truly, associate producer. Of course, Raj on social media. Shout out to Demars, aka D on Demars's YouTube. Die Sport Next. Shout out to him. Thanks again for him having us with him on Saturday. And again, until next week, episode 330, y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Wear those masks, stay safe, bundle up. And until next week, we gone, y'all.
we
Peace.
gone. Peace.